Hi Leo, this is your December forecast. So the most important news to share with you for this month is that Mercury, the planet that rules technology, computers, traveling, communications, goes retrograde on the 20th of December, all the way through the holidays and the new year until the 8th of January. What does this mean? What this is encouraging you to do is to slow down, to stop having to do this, having to do that, must do, should do, and just to really maybe just throw away the to-do list and say to yourself, I will know what's important for me to do in every moment, and I'm going to trust that I'm in the flow of life. And if you can do that, you will find that this Mercury retrograde will be a pleasure for you. Because during Mercury retrograde, it's really a time for releasing, relaxing, reassessing, redefining. It can be a wonderful time as long as you're not fighting against it. So let's break down the month for you. On the 8th, we've got Venus joining Mars in your relationship house. This is a lovely combination. This could bring you a new relationship for those of you who are looking for that. It can renew an existing relationship. Venus and Mars coming together can bring more balance into your relationships generally. The female, the male aspects coming in more of a harmony, more of a flow. On the 13th of the month, we've got a full moon happening up here in Gemini in your 11th house, Leos. So a full moon shining a light here on your dreams, your wishes. What do you feel you have achieved this year? What do you feel you've accomplished? Maybe during the retrograde, you'll be looking at that in a little more detail. And it's shining a light and saying to you, come on, Leos. What would you like? Are you using all that creative energy that you have in abundance? Are you really shining the light of the sunshine that you are? And if not, how can you do it? How can you take some baby steps into really enjoying more of your life, into seeing the funny side of things? This is what this full moon is encouraging you. It's also shining a light on the humanitarian aspect of your life. Yes, especially this time of the year, we look to people maybe who are less fortunate than ourselves and how we might contribute. You may find yourself really desiring to contribute to help in some way. And that too could be coming up for you during this full moon. Because isn't it a wonderful feeling when you feel as though you're helping people? It gives you a real sense of fulfillment inside. And you may decide to help in the homeless kitchen. You may decide to help with a charity or do something meaningful for you with this full moon. On the 20th of the month, we've got Mars coming into your 8th house. And on the same date, we've got this Mercury retrograde in your 6th house happening. Now, Mars going into Pisces and at the same time vibrating along there with Neptune. It's not a strong placement for Mars. So again, I'm going to iterate to you, it's not really a time for pushing ahead with big plans, with big things. It's time just to surrender and to let go and to allow a kind of a divine timing, to know that you're in the right place at the right time, to say that to yourself, even if it doesn't feel that way, to just know that things are perfect, to allow for that perfection of things. And if you can do that, you'll find that this month will be a breeze. If you fight it, you're going to meet obstacle after obstacle after obstacle, feeling as though you're banging your head against brick walls. And you truly don't need to do it. And that's the benefit of knowing the astrology. Here with this Neptune-Mars aspect, just leave it be. Know that things financially are going to sort themselves out for you somehow, in some way. Allow things to be. As long as you've done everything within your power that you know you can do, then this from the 20th onwards will be a time just to say, all right, universe, now you do your bit. On the 22nd of the month, we've got the Sun joining Mercury and Pluto in this 6th house. And on the 29th, a new moon here. So the Mercury retrograde, it's going to be a time to really maybe rethink your work, time to rethink your physical health, your well-being, what you're doing for yourself physically. I'm aware that this time of the year can be a time of year for certain indulgences for some of you, for those of you that's into that. And the Mercury retrograde is also a wonderful time just really for taking a step back from your daily habits, what you're doing regularly on a daily basis. And maybe looking at those habits and saying, well, are they serving me? Or have I put myself into too rigid a box that I'm now ready to break out of, especially because of that lovely new moon happening on the 29th? Maybe a new job, a new career direction, doing something new for your physical body, New Year's resolutions that you're really going to do with excitement, with joy, with pleasure, even if it may be a little bit painful at first, because you're changing a habit. You may find that you're using your time more effectively because you've begun to relax more and just allow more things just to unfold in your life. Sometimes we don't allow the unfolding. And the unfolding can be exactly where you need to be, putting yourself synchronistically, meeting the right people, and everything falling into place. As long as you haven't got rigid ideas with that Mercury going retrograde as to how it should look. Maybe it'll look very different than you anticipate. Maybe the partner you end up with looks different. Maybe the job looks different. Maybe everything looks different. But maybe it feels right. Look for the feeling rather than the logic, and you won't go wrong this month. Thank you to so many of you for commenting, sharing, subscribing, emailing me. I so appreciate you. Don't forget to watch my 2017-18 forecasts if you haven't already done so. Thank you. Wishing you a very, very wonderful December and New Year